Akshay, can you hear me?
No, I just
Can you
lost
hear
you. What?
me?
Yeah, can you say again? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, okay. So Vinod is asking, what is the difference between data stored and data at rest? Are these both the same things?
Yeah, they are the same. They are the same. Seem to have lost love.
Yeah, yeah. Akshay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I lost you for a moment.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, there was some connection issue. Okay. So coming to Manoj Kumar now. Manoj is asking if a merchant is involved in printing of a card as a third party for a financial institution, what category does it fall under?
Uh, Category in what sense? What specific category? I mean, I still. Are we talking about PCI category?
I think when you mentioned about merchant levels, yeah, I think he's asking which level. I think you in the initial video you mentioned about level of merchants, right? So I think he's
Yes,
asking
yes.
which level does this third party falls into.
No, so they don't fall under that merchant level because they are not, neither are they processing, nor they storing, nor are they transmitting any cardholder data, because that talks about the number of card transactions that you have had.
Right, right. Okay. So
So
after
PCI,
that,
so
Shivkant is
yeah,
asking how to implement demilitarized zone. Uh, yeah,
no, carry on, love.
go
There is
ahead,
a
go ahead.
lag. There is a lag between us.
Okay, okay, no worries. So Shivkant is asking how to implement demilitarized zone, how to set up a demilitarized network. Is it something related as a configuration in a firewall? So he's asking that.
So basically PCI DSS states that in its requirement 1.3.1, PCI DSS states that an organization should develop and implement a DMZ. So essentially, DMZ is just a part of the network that separates the rest of the network with the internal network. And in this case, we have to identify the card holder, the CDE, the card development environment, the card holder data environment, the CDE, and that there is a DMZ that should separate the CDE with all the untrusted sources such as the internet. So you have to implement the DMZ. So first of all, you have to identify your CDE. So the network segregation has to be done in such a way that you have to identify your CDE, you have to identify the trust zones, the untrusted zones, the internet, and then you have to implement your DMZ in such a way. Now, implementing a DMZ, I think, I may not be the best person to
Right.
talk about the specific network configuration checks about it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So after that, Nitesh Chaudhary is asking, is the merchant at POS, which is point of sale, will also have to comply for PCI DSS, like people who are keeping these devices where you put the card for transactions. Do those people also have to comply?
Yes, so they have to comply, but the level of compliance is different for the POS terminal people. They are not using like the servers and the infrastructure at that level. So yes, PCI DSS does talk about securing all environments that are processing, they have to be PCI compliant.
ठीक है. After that, Akshay, Nitesh Chaudhary is also asking how long a transaction data should be stored in the system from PCI DSS compliance standpoint.
So that actually depends on your organization need. So you have to determine how long do you need to have, but you need to have a mechanism of flushing and purging of data, and you need to be able to show its documentation, and you need to also be able to show provide proof of that actually being followed in place.
Yeah. So just to answer that, I just went to the PCI, website. So it says that all the system and audit logs which are showing access to stored cards data must be retained for at least 1 year, and all the logs must be kept online and available for any type of audit at least for 90 days. So this is a standard.
So that is the retention standard, but the purging standard has to
And
be
Akshay is
decided by
right.
the
Even if you want to,
organization.
yeah. Right. And Akshay is right. Even if after that you want to retain the data for these logs as per your organizational needs, you can also do that. But this is the minimum that you should go for. Nitesh is again now asking, is there any regulatory compliance also?
I'm sorry, how do you mean?
Yeah, he has not specified anything. He's just asking, is there any regulatory compliance?
So one thing to answer his previous question, Love, is
Nitesh,
that
if you can elaborate a little bit, that will help. Okay. Akshay.
So, Nitesh, this guideline, the PIN transaction security, the PTS and point of interaction guideline is where you want to see if you want very specific guidelines for POS terminals, what PCI Council has to state. The link is right here. The document is available through the PCI security standards guidelines. So this is something that you might want to look into. But this is not related to PCI DSS specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. Akshay. Yeah. So Akshay, Shivkant is asking one more. If we are outsourcing organization and not storing any card holder data, card details are only with business owner application. Example, if we doing support for Amazon and customer service support by other company, this company should be certified with PCI DSS. So I think he's talking about a third party supporting.
The question again, Love, is whether you are accessing or processing or transmitting cardholder data or not. And if that is not, then you don't fall under a PCI DSS regulation. If the person's services are being affected,
Yeah.
if the payment card data or the holder data is being impacted by your service, then you might fall under that. But then that's something you have to determine, and that's something for the company or the organization in itself to identify.
Right. Pritesh Patil has a specific question now. He wants to know why equal key length is required while distributing keys to key custodian. So this is what he's asking.
So I think let's take this up in a separate forum wherein when we are talking about, maybe when we are discussing cryptography or key distribution mechanisms, we can take this up, because I don't think this is suitable for all people who are here, and people might start wondering what we are talking about.
Yeah.
But good question.
Yeah, this is Pritesh. This is very specific question that you are asking, and Akshay is right. This is more related to cryptography cryptography, I think in this week or in the upcoming week, we will have a specific video on cryptography only, where we will talk about symmetric keys, asymmetric keys, similar length keys, different length keys. There we will answer all these questions that you are asking here. Okay, so that is the right forum. Right, Akshay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Akshay, anything before we conclude this? I think these are all the questions that we have on board at the moment.
Yeah, I believe so. From anybody who wants to learn more about PCI, like I said, that the PCI security, the PCI Council website has a lot of resources. I would encourage everybody to explore all the documentations. Read about it. Most of it you will be able to make a sense of on your own. If you have some specific questions, you can shout out in the upcoming videos, in the upcoming streams that we have. You can shout out in through the groups that we maintain. You can shout out through the comments over here. And any specific problem if you are facing as a part of a person who is involved in protecting or the cardholder data or auditing, feel free to ask your questions. You can make a generic question out of it, not give out too much details about you, and we'll be more than happy to answer it.
Yeah, and just before we conclude, thank you so much for all the people who have commented. A lot of good knowledge sharing has happened today, and a lot of comments and questions have been answered today. So, Akshay, thank you for your time. It was a great value to all the people who were not sure what is PCI DSS all about. So I hope this 1 hour video, this is a long stretch of things that you have actually covered, which comprises of technical as well as all the administrative checkpoints that any company or any custodian who is actually handling this financial data should be aware about. So you have very well summarized. Hats off to the points that you have just gone us through. This will be really helpful and really a good value for anybody who wants to know about PCI DSS. Thank you so much everyone for joining the live stream. Thank you. Stay safe. Bye bye. Thank you, Akshay.
Bye bye.